Hey, how's it going everyone? In this video I'm going to be showcasing my build based on Nightmare from Soul Calibur. First I'll be showing the character creation sliders, and then I'll be showing the actual equipment and the spells that I've chosen for this build. I'll be leaving links to the build descriptions in the comments so that you can see the minimum stats necessary to utilize the build. And I'll also be going into detail about the playstyle and some successful ways to use this build in PvP. So here we go. So this build is primarily a strength and faith build. Now, it relies pretty heavily on incantations because the sword is so big, it can be kind of hard to land a hit on people that are moving quickly. A lot of people will resort to crouch poking, but that's not really something that I want to do. I don't want to just crouch, walk around huddled over the map trying to poke someone over and over again. It kind of gives people a chance to run away and more toxic players the ability to heal. But aside from that, I've had a really fun time using this build. So I use the Aspect of the Crucible Horns incantation, the Bloodfly Swarm, the Black Blade incantation, and then the Noble's Presence incantation. Some of these are just kind of like additional to just add some range because the character is so short range. But the Noble Presence is actually something that you can actually see you can see Nightmare do in Soul Calibur. He just releases this kind of yell burst of energy that repels the enemy, which is basically the same thing as this. As far as the overall equipment goes, the Altered Banished Knight helmet ended up looking really good for this. And I couldn't really find another one that fit as well. And so I've used the Scaled Armor and Greaves. as well as Blade's gauntlets, because they kind of matched in color. They look pretty nice. There may be some other kind of cosmetic options you can choose instead of this, but I went with these, and I really like how it looks so far. Obviously, I went with the grafted dragon for my left-hand armament because, you know, Nightmare's huge, beefy claw, and then Malekith's black blade for the primary. I'll have a shield I use for, I have golden parry on that, I'm not very successful at parrying most of the time, but if I can land one, it's pretty nice to be able to smack him in the face with the black blade. And yeah, on top of that, a lot of roll attacks, just for people that are being consistently aggro, because whenever you have a heavy weapon, people tend to think they can just be all up on you and attack fairly quickly, and it just work out in their favor. But that roll attack does a really good job at kind of making them step away. I'll also use the perfumes, as usual, kind of get a little bit of distance between the other players and I. Other than that, I keep a lot of various buffs. I don't like to stack buffs. I'll usually choose like one or two based on the enemy that I'm fighting. If they are a primarily melee user, I'll use the Black Flame's Protection. If primarily magic, I'll use the Barrier of Gold, and so forth. Law of Regression is just something I keep on. If that is a little bit out of your stat range, like if you're trying to do this build at level 150, safe to keep that out. There are a couple different ways to go about having the right equipment load for this. You do have to kind of level up your endurance quite a bit to be able to use this with a medium load, but you can also use the Great Jar Arsenal Charm if you end up wanting to kind of readjust your stats a little bit. So yeah, that's most of my insight to this build. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what characters you would like to see me come up with a build for. Thanks, and take care.